Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. Day 3. I hope I'm annoying you again with my lovely music. I'm changing up the grooves. So I'm so excited about today. I actually had this realization today that I was like, okay, from all of the feedback I've gotten, and I just want to take a moment to really say thank you to each and everyone who has DM'd me, who has reshared, who has reposted, who has commented, who has, interacted with me, voice messages. Like, your words mean so much to me. And the fact that I'm just like talking into the ether and I can connect to you and I feel less alone and you guys feel less alone. Thank you so much for your love, your kindness, your openness, your vulnerability, for sharing. Like, it has been such a beautiful, heart-opening experience. And there's something so incredibly powerful and beautiful and really actually connecting with others, even though ironically we're online. So it's not that we're like literally connecting, but I think that is really the beauty and the magic. And yeah, I just want to take a moment of gratitude to everyone who's been here the last days, everyone who's decided to show up again. And for those of you who have just tuned in or have just found out because a friend of a friend told another friend, my name is Maika Gabriela. I'm a human design reader, a deconditioning expert, and I'm the founder of the Transformational Human Design Certification. And I am deeply committed to supporting you in becoming the person you want to become. And the reason we're here is because we're having this 3-day event called the Cosmic Awakening of Abundance, because we're moving rapidly into 2027 when there's a shift in paradigm, there's a shift in consciousness, and we are being called, we are being asked, we are being tested to really show up as our most authentic whole self, to be able to support humanity into this incredible transition that we're going through. And I know for everyone who's here, especially the ones that are here, I know that you feel this call deeply within you. And so I'm so excited to get into today. And so before we start with today, I just want to take a moment to ground ourselves, a moment to have a deep breath, because I don't know how things are going for you, but like I'm telling you, the back end of things, like it's always so crazy when you step out of your comfort zone. Wow, I'm telling you guys, if you think this is easy for me, like it's not, it's really not. But I know that this is what I'm meant to be doing. And so I try to, this is my mantra for today has been get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I want to be present with you. I value your attention. I value your time. And I'm so proud of the commitment that you're making to meet you and the version of yourself you know you've come here to experience. I've got so many messages, you know, just resonating with that truth. And if there's something that I believe to the deepest of my core is that you are so unique and you are so special and you have really all of this magic within you that is meant to be expressed, that is meant to find the people that resonate with you, that is meant to be recognized, that is meant to be loved, that is meant to be shared. Your wisdom, your love, your commitment is meant to be shared with the world, with your community, and it's going to transform. And one of the things that I wrote down, let me see if I can find it. I thought, I actually, I don't know where I've got this from, but there's something that I want to share with you because, you know, we often think like, oh, this is a selfish process, or like I'm thinking about myself, or, you know, this is my vision. But I want you to have the bigger picture. And I really want you to understand that when you transform your limiting beliefs, it's not only for you, but you're doing it for whole of humanity that is coming after you. The way that you transform your life, you don't change other people, you don't change your partner, your children by telling them what they should do. Projectors know this very well. You change other people by being a living example of what is possible. Your transformation of a limiting belief, of smallness, an embodiment of that transformation allows those around you and the future generations to access greater freedom and empowerment. And it allows their subconscious to see. We humans, we need to see to believe that what we desire is possible for us. And it is just so much easier for us. In our brain, we have something called the mirror neurons. And the mirror neurons are these neurons that are responsible for us to have empathy. So, you know, what somebody tells you like, oh, I got hurt. And you're like, oh, I kind of feel that you got hurt. Like we feel this thing in our stomach, like, oh, you know, I literally feel it in my body. That is the mirror neuron reacting. So the reason why representation is so important is because as humans, we need to see to believe. Our subconscious needs to understand that we have the possibility of also experiencing that. And the only way that our subconscious can see to believe is really seeing an example that is doing it for us. That's why sitting with people who are like-minded, being surrounded by people who inspire us, you know, hanging around people that uplift us, that make us see ourselves in a different light, our friends, the people that support us, it's so important because that allows us to see that it's also possible for us. So when you take that incredible brave step of committing to your highest self, of having the courage to pursue your dreams, of accessing the fierceness of your heart for what your soul desires, you are not only changing your personal experience, but it is a ripple effect. You become the catalyst in other people's lives to think about themselves, to have an open perspective, to break consciousness, to break beliefs. And it has this incredible, beautiful ripple effect that will absolutely transform our next generation and even the people in your life. So I just wanted to share that with you because it came up today and I thought it was just like a beautiful reminder to why you're here and how incredible important it is that we are here. Like our life is so unique and so individual, and it's not to be taken lightly. Like I truly believe you have these unique gifts and all of these gates and all of these talents that are residing within you that impact the people in your life. And you have them for a reason. And we have a duty. It is our honor to share what we have been gifted with the world. often we might believe like, oh, it's selfish, I'm gonna steal somebody's light, like I don't want to tap into, I don't want to shine too bright, I'm afraid it's going to like take away the light of others. But that's not how it works. Universe is abundant. We live in a win-win universe where when I shine, I empower you to shine as well. So before we get started, although this was already a detour, let's just ground a second. Let's rub our hands together. Make the commitment to our highest self. Acknowledge that we've done the step of showing up, of being here. Take a deep breath. Let everything go that came before this and anything that might come after this. And connect to your inner wisdom by putting your right hand on your heart and your left on your belly. And just breathe in this energy you've created. Breathe in the cellular awakening, the cellular awareness. Ask yourselves, your body, your energetic field, your heart to open up to receiving anything it needs right now and letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Set your intention. Remind yourself the intention with which you started these 3 days. Allow yourself to connect to your intention for a moment. What is your why? Why are you here? Today, I want to talk about the Northern Star. And the Northern Star is not what you think. The Northern Star is supposed to be this light that no matter where we are in our darkness, we can look towards and it will pull us out and it will show us a direction. But what I've heard and what I've learned and what I've been listening to in these last 3 days and really having the time to reflect also on my own path that so many of you have connected to, I've realized that oftentimes the darkness is so dark that we do not see a Northern Star, that there is no way for us to believe that there is a possibility of better and brighter future. And so I want to remind you that the universe's purpose is to continuously support you on your path to becoming your most highest open self. It wants your authentic self to be expressed because only in your authentic self are you able to express consciously in this individuality that is going to be so incredibly supported, especially in 2027 and the new paradigm. So that's where it's pushing us to get to. It is pushing us to have radical responsibility for ourselves and integrity. And what happens is that what we learned yesterday, when we move away from our truth, when we move away from our guiding system, which often is a sign of trauma, which often is just our survival mechanism, and we have to be grateful and be loving to that part of ourselves, we really need to understand that the darkness that we encounter, the pain that we have suffered, it is the reason why we're here. It is not what we're meant to, numb ourselves. We are so unable to live with discomfort. It is so hard for us to sit in the discomfort of our darkness, to acknowledge the pain, because the story that we have been told is that our pain is something ugly about us, that the darkness that we experience is making us faulty, that there's something wrong with me, and that's why I am in this situation that is causing me pain. I am not loved. I don't have the support of the universe. Nobody understands me. Nobody sees what I'm capable of. And so the truth is that darkness, the amount of darkness that you have is the gift that you will have to share with others. The more darkness that you've been through, the more suffering that you're feeling right now, if you feel like there's no end, if where you want to get to and where you're now feels like this huge distance, and you're in a place where or you've been in a place where you just couldn't see the light, remember that that amount of darkness is what you have come to transform into life. The suffering is what's keeping us from what we want, but actually, the suffering is not what's keeping us from what we want, but actually, it's here to catapult us. It's here to be that catalyst. It's here to remind you this is not who you are. This is not what your life is meant to feel like. This is not your authentic self. I am waking you up. I am begging you. I am encouraging you. I am making your life fucking miserable so that you realize the beauty inside you, so that you stop not valuing yourself, so that you move out of this low self-worth behavior and started tapping into the purpose you've come to express in this lifetime. And so I want to share with you the way that we will be able to really sense that and how we can, use the Northern Star. It's not the light, it's the darkness. The light is not what's going to help you out. It's understanding the darkness within you that is going to help you out. And understanding this will help you really move out of the narrative that there's something wrong, that life is punishing you, that you want to blame others for the shit you're feeling. You want to be disempowered and like, oh, they're making me feel bad, oh, they have treated me bad. Radical responsibility means that you understand that everything you're experiencing is a reflection of something inside you that needs to be healed. Every time shit comes up, it doesn't matter. It can be that you're in the cinema and the person next to you is eating popcorn too loud and you're like, oh, why is this happening? Or it can be something way, way bigger where, I don't know, somebody's trying to scam you, okay? So really understanding that these situations, no matter how small, it is your responsibility to ask yourself, why have I attracted this situation in my path to where I want to get? Because every trigger that you encounter is divinely curated. Like I'm just laughing because I'm thinking about what's happening in my life right now, and I'm like, ugh. So it's really divinely curated to up-level you. It is here to connect you to the bigness and the vastness of your soul, and to transmute, to up-level, to ask you to meet yourself where you want to be. And so I'm going to go through just a little bit what this means for each energy type, okay? We're going to start with the projector. So the projector is not self. The projector's Northern Star, the projector's darkness is going to be bitterness. And the projector's darkness, the bitterness is going to be that feeling of like, why does nobody see me? I have so much talent. I see everybody else. Why does nobody see me? Projectors, we're always like, hi, hello, me. I have all the answers. Why is nobody asking? Like, why is nobody inviting me? And we're just like, sitting bitter in the corner of our room, like, with this incredible bitterness that is eating us up. And what happens is that when we are in this bitterness, and this is like for all not self themes, whatever your energy type, when we are in our not self theme, it is actually this negative energy. In Kabbalah, we call it the opponent, but it's this negative energy that is, that is making us small, that is trying to make us believe that the darkness is our truth. So what can happen is like, if we think about that, the most important thing for a projector is not how much you do, but the most important thing for a projector is to be able to explain and communicate in the best way what only the projector is able to see. So if the projector doesn't know how to communicate, they're not going to be able to share their wisdom. So what is a projector going to do? Nobody understands me. I'm too smart for everybody. I have all of the answers. Bitter, 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 bitter. No. You have to ask yourself, why is nobody understanding you? And then you have to be humble and move out of bitterness and get in touch with the light you carry inside and fall in love with the process. What did we have yesterday? Fall in love with the process from where you are to where you want to get to, not focusing on the end result, but falling in love with every day. And then you can fall in love with how you can be able to be the best communicator in the world. What is the way that you have to transmit language, transmit your ideas? How can you open yourself up? Instead of being in bitterness and righteousness and look of all the things that I can do as a projector, nobody gets it. That is maintaining you in your darkness. But what it's asking you is to move through that. It's to really, tap into that wisdom that as a projector, you have come to communicate. So it might be your biggest obstacle, because our biggest obstacle is always what is standing in the way for us to become the version we want to be. It is always the thing that we are fearing the most that is going to be the most expansive. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I swear is a lesson that I have learned in the last years that is just the biggest lesson. Let's move into the not self theme of the generator and the manifesting generator, okay? And I really want you, sorry, I'm gonna get to the projector just a second. For the projector, I really want you to concentrate and focus a minute and watch yourself. Where has that bitterness come up? Where are you feeling bitter right now? Like, what is happening? Feel that bitterness in your body. Connect to that darkness you carry inside, because it is your biggest catapult. The pain point, only pain and suffering is moving us along. When we're comfortable, we're not going to move out of anywhere. We're going to be chilling. We're going to be fine. That does not transmute negative energy and light. That is, just like living, and that's fine. But where the magic happens, where expansions happens, where you open up to abundance, material abundance, magnetism, romantic relationships, it's when you step the fuck up, okay? So, generator, manifesting generator, sorry for swearing. Generator, manifesting generator, frustration. Frustration is going to be that feeling of like, why is it happening for everybody else but not for me? I'm feeling stuck. I can't move forward. I don't have energy. I'm not creative. I'm so drained. Like, I'm like super not into desiring, no joy. Like, everything has been sucked out of your body that is natural to who you've come to be. So it's really important as a generator, manifesting generator, that when you feel frustration, you really ask yourself, where am I compromising? What is the compromise I'm doing? Where am I holding myself small? Generators and manifesting generators, you have this transgenerational karma. You have this life karma that comes attached to a people-pleasing sensitivity. Your karma comes from the olden times when the manifestors were the kings and the conquerors. They didn't have consistent energy, but they had the power. So they would use all generators, manifesting generators, to do the dirty work, because you guys, manifesting generators and generators, have consistent energy. And so the generators would just be used as soldiers to fight the dirty battles so that the manifestor could continue to rule. But that no longer works. First of all, because no manifestor wants to be ruling with, scare tactics, but also because as a generator, manifesting generator, you're here to explore your own desires. You're here to be free, to be open. So I really want you to understand that when you encounter frustration, when you encounter a lack of people in your life, opportunities, when nothing's coming, when nothing's flowing, this is your sign to move out of darkness. This is your possibility to really hone into that pain and figure out where you have compromised, where you're people pleasing, where you're sacrificing your incredible, powerful, life-giving energy. Like, you have to understand, you honoring your sacral energy center, it gives life. We will die out without generators and manifesting generators' juicy energy, okay? So, the reflector. I'm so proud of this image. The reflector, it's going to be disappointment. The reflector is going to feel incredibly disappointed by life. Why? Because the reflector is going to hold on to things. There's such a fear of being free. There's such a fear of having that open energy, that open chart, that capacity of feeling into everybody and having the freedom of not needing to be nobody. So when you feel disappointed, when nothing exciting is happening in your life, when every day is the same routine, day over, day over, day over again, and you're just feeling disencouraged, disempowered in your life because you feel invisible, because nobody is seeing all of the wisdom that you carry within you,
that disappointment, that darkness, that is your sign to start moving into the direction of who you've come to be. That is your sign to really take the courage and make that step to committing to becoming the version of who you want to be. We will never be the person we want to be unless we start changing who we are. And that is, for me, the beautiful thing of human design, and why it impacted my life so much and why I'm so passionate about it, is because it has these tangible strategies that help us really narrow down what that means to us. You know, we can have all of these cool words, but the most important thing is, how am I feeling? What is the feeling that is telling me I'm off? What is that sensation that I get, that warning sign? You're not self. It's literally the universe screaming like, you are on the wrong path. Correct, correct. You know, we can't be deaf. We have to engage with the pain. We have to look it straight in the eye and be like, I'm here, motherfucker. Tell me where I'm meant to be going. And I know it's scary and it hurts. And, you know, sometimes we just want to curl up under the bed cover and just shut out the world. And I understand that. I've been there. And sometimes that's what I do. And that's okay as well. But it's important that the majority of our actions show our courage. Action is the universal law of success. If you want to have abundance in your life, if you want to expand in your business, if you want to get more magnetic clients, if you want to have a more beautiful relationship, it's going to ask you to step into your whole authentic self. It's going to ask you to tap into all the wisdom and talent you've got. The manifestor. For the manifestor, the not self theme is going to be anger. And anger is a tricky one, ladies and gentlemen, because anger is the only emotion that the more you practice it, the bigger it gets. So that whole thing of like smashing the cushion or the pillow or the sofa to get your anger out works for a certain amount of time, but it can really amplify, and anger can just continue to grow and grow. So the interesting thing about anger is that often we believe, you know, especially for manifestor females, women, we believe that anger is not an emotion we're allowed to express. And so what happens is that manifestors often, they can be angry towards the outside world, very, very angry. But the truth is that often that anger is silent and inverted. And so what happens is that anger can manifest as self-harming behavior. Even something small like biting our nails is a clear sign of anger. It's a clear sign of disempowerment. It's a clear sign of us not being able to step up into who we want to become and having an authoritarian force not allowing us to be who we want to be. So when we meet that pressure from the outside that doesn't allow us to become who we know we're meant to be, and for manifestors, nobody allows manifestors to be big and powerful. Our society doesn't allow us to be unique and individual. It doesn't serve society right now. Right now, it serves society to make you small, to put you in a 9-to-5, to put you in a box, and to work and do what everybody else is doing. That is the way that have they programmed. That is the way the structures have worked. But they will no longer work from here on out. And so instead of making the not self theme your enemy, the not self theme is really that incredible tool that will allow you to understand that every time you encounter it, every time you find that deep pain within you, invite it in. Ask it why it's here. Ask it what it has come to teach you. If right now you're lacking funds, if right now you feel there's uncertainty in, you know, like your job, your finances, your romantic relationship, your relationship with your parents, whatever it is, what's coming up, maybe with, you know, whatever it is, really ask it, what have you come to learn from the situation? What is the wisdom? What is the beauty that you can learn from this? And it might take some days, but the moment that you start looking at it as a gift, and I know this sounds like, oh my God, you know, how am I going to look at this horrible situation as a gift? But the moment that you start looking at it as a gift, the moment you realize that this person eating the fucking popcorn next to you has been divinely orchestrated for you to tap into your divinity and overcome whatever that trigger is and that sensation and breathe through it and move with it through kindness, understanding, empathy. This doesn't mean being a doormat, okay? But it really means, you know, using that darkness within us and transmuting it, seeing it, being aware of it, and making friends with it. Because when we make it our enemy, it just grows and grows. It becomes our shadow. It becomes the thing we're fearful people know about. It will make us feel ashamed. It will make us blame ourselves. It will make us feel faulty. And that will not allow other people to see us completely, because we have this huge darkness that's hiding beneath us. And I said this the other day, what you don't own will own you. So all of that darkness, all of that shadow, all of that pain inside you that you don't accept, that you don't look at with loving eyes and ask it what it needs from you, will turn into a beast and a monster that will keep you from becoming the person you have come to be. And so what I want to do now is that I really want you to understand that you do not, this is so important, okay? If there's something you're getting out of this, let it be this. You do not need to heal. You are not broken. The way that you will create the biggest magnetism, the way that you will create abundance in your life is by living life. Anybody who's, unless you've got a broken leg or a concussion, okay? Anyone who's asking you to take a break on life, anybody who's asking you to stop living life to heal, it's a disempowering narrative that is to that person's benefit. This is so important, especially in the spiritual niche we're in. You do not need to heal to have the most amazing job. You do not have to heal to make, I don't know, $1 million revenue. You do not have to heal to have the most amazing, beautiful, raw, honest, intimate relationship. You are not broken. What you need to do is to be able to throw yourself into life, because the thing that is going to help you uncover what needs to be not healed, but what needs to be addressed, what needs to be reconstructed, what needs to be embraced and loved is going to be life. Life is gonna throw the not self-theme at you. Life is going to put the person in the popcorn, and it's good to put whatever, the person scamming you. Life is going to make you learn and grow. And anything that makes you feel like you cannot live life, and I'm gonna give an example. Before I started human design, I had a sustainable underwear brand. I was working 18 hours a day, writing 215 emails. I had this newborn baby that I was just carrying around me like all the time, sitting on this, anybody who's a mother knows this, sitting on this like bouncing ball, like trying to soothe my kid. And I was working. I was like, I gotta make this business work. I have a mission, whatever. I was so burned out. I was not sleeping. I was exhausted. My hair was falling out. My business was failing. I was crying myself to sleep. I felt so alone. I had no idea how I was going to like make this little thing that I had a responsibility. How was I going to offer her something tangible? How was I going to be a person of inspiration? How come I had tried so fucking hard at so many things and nothing worked out? And I had this autoimmune disease, which also crazily enough has completely gone into remission since I started living out my design. Insane. But I was at this breaking point, and my mother saw me in this desperation, and I didn't know if I should continue that business, or I didn't know what I should do. And she was like, you know what, Micah? And she's a therapist, so she knows. But she was like, I think you should, just take a break from all of this. Like, try to find something that, that you'll feel more relaxed. Like you shouldn't be, putting so much effort, you should heal. And I was like, no, fuck that shit. I'm not going to sit here and do nothing and just like heal from something. Like I've already spent so much time in my life trying to figure life out, and everything's been a failure. I'm not going to give up now, like not now. So I really doubled down. And I really want you to understand that if somebody or you have that feeling, and this can be triggering, okay? I know this can be triggering because often we just want to have a fucking break. And this is something else than taking a break as a generator, manifesting generator, whatever. If you're burned out and you need a moment to reassess, You need to have silence to listen within. But I don't want you to ever feel like you need to heal before you're able to achieve your dreams. Your dreams, your soul's experience can have anything and everything it desires. Actually, the desire you carry within you is exactly there for you to experience it. So let me know in the comments if you're ready to live life. Are you ready to get uncomfortable? Are you ready to have the courage to become what your soul desires? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, you have been born to do hard things. You can do hard things. Our sole purpose in this lifetime, I believe, is turning that darkness into light. That is why you have come here, and that is why I have come here. So I want you to take out a pen and paper and get really, really, really clear. We're going to take a moment because I want you to write down just a couple of moments to create a vision of your life. Abundance will look and feel so different for all of us. So how will you know that you have it? How does it feel? Okay. So this is what I want you to think about. I'm going to touch on every energy type. So projectors, let me know you're ready. Let me know you're ready in the comments. Your signature is success, feeling success. And I don't care what anybody says. Success as a projector is making money and feeling recognized. Okay. I want you to write down for a couple of minutes how your life would look like if you would feel successful. It's not about like 50K or like X amount of followers or like, no, I want you to write down how it would feel in your body. How would your body know that it has achieved success? And for generators, manifesting generators, pen and paper out. You can write your notes in your phone. I don't care. Satisfaction. Your satisfaction is that deep belly satisfaction. It is that smiles in your face, like you have just received this beautiful, delicious meal that has given you that warmth from inside. How do you know that satisfaction has been achieved in your life? How does your life look like? How does it feel like in your body when you have achieved that deep sense of satisfaction? Reflector, your signature, your sense of knowing that you are in the right path is surprise. Write down the vision for your life. How would surprise fit into your life? What do you have to create to allow surprise to come into your life? Feel that sense of surprise in your physical body and write down the vision of what your life can look like. And for the manifestor as well, your signature is peace. Write the vision for your life. How does the vision of your life look like when you have created deep, deep feeling of peace? What is that vision? How does it feel like? I want you to take a moment to really anchor that in. Because our society tells us that we need to have a job that we hate, that we need to save all of our money and never enjoy a day of our life so that we can turn 65. And then if we're lucky, if we're alive, if we have health, then maybe we can start living the life we dream of. But human design teaches us that when we step up and when we show up as our whole authentic self, when we tap into our gifts and our talents and we share that with the world, that is when the universe will come and support you. That is when you will attract the right people, attract the right opportunity, attract abundance into your life. So take a couple of minutes, write down the vision that you want to have for your life. focus on what do you want? What is your soul desiring? Are you looking for a new way to contribute to the world? Do you desire to work from anywhere in the world? Do you want to become your own boss, have more purpose, feel more recognized? Are you feeling that call to guide and support other people? Do you want freedom of location? Do you want to tap into the magic of who you've come to be? What does your day look like? Who have you become? Who is that vision of the person that you're striving to connect to? How are you doing? Let me know when you're done. I know, like, take your time. There's no rush. Amazing. I hope you can feel in your body that deep sense of success, satisfaction, surprise, peace. The only way that you're going to tap into having whatever is your soul desires if you focus on that feeling first. And you will ask me like, oh, but if I feel satisfied, how am I gonna make money? When you focus on satisfaction, the rest will follow. All of the pieces of the puzzle will come together. So there is only 3 things right now that are certain. And that is the pattern that have led you to what is, and what is going to happen if you don't change the pattern of what is. You won't become the person you dream of becoming by continuing to behave in the same way that you have until now. And it is absolutely in your power by enjoying and juicing life to the max and just looking every day and looking at what comes out. Instead of staring away from the pain, you run right through it. There's this beautiful thing that I learned about buffaloes. So what happens is that when buffaloes see a storm coming, when they see heavy rain and thunder, they don't run away. They run straight into the thunder because they know the faster they run into the thunder, the quicker they're going to have it overcome them. So your feedback for these last days has been so incredible, and I'm eternally grateful. I've gotten so many questions on how to deepen your knowledge about the human design system. And if you've enjoyed these last couple of days with me, with my energy, with my specific way of explaining things, and have resonated with my story, here is a chance to make a decision that can completely transform your life. So before we move into the winners of the free mini human design reading, which I'm so excited, and also even if you aren't selected for the reading, I know that just by sitting here and watching somebody else, hearing that cellular activation that happens within the human design system, you will see the power of human design. So I want to share with you an incredible opportunity that my team and I have put together. And even if you're not interested in further learning about human design, I think what I'm going to share is going to absolutely blow your mind, because it allows you to understand how incredibly deep the human design wisdom goes. And so, to be transparent, I'm going to share an offer with you now and its costs. So basically, I'm going to be talking about money, which makes me super uncomfortable. But I know that, money often does make us feel uncomfortable. And I want to invite you, and I'm inviting myself, to be really present in my body during these next 10, 15 minutes. so that we all have a chance to get to know ourselves better and use this opportunity to look at what fears come up, what limiting beliefs are coming up, what judgment comes up, what self-sabotaging patterns want to resurface. And so it's really been said that we don't choose human design, but that human design chooses us. And that only those that feel the call, those that are ready to trust themselves and have the courage to step into this transformation, are the ones that will be leading us into the new paradigm and really owning their own energetic, authentic way. So if you resonate with what you've been learning the last couple of days and you enjoy the way that I share the human design information, I'm sharing this offer because at one point in my life, I felt so called to human design. I had nobody that inspired me. I didn't know where to learn more. I was so desperate. And I know that this is not for everyone, but for those of you who might be interested in going deeper into understanding the human design system, I want to invite you to join me on the transformational human design training. So this is something that happens very, very rarely, twice a year. I mean, right now it's once a year, but probably twice a year. But right now the enrollment is open. Yay! I'm so excited because so many of you have written in, have asked me. So Claudia's going to put the links in the chat so you can have a look if you want to. We're going to do the mini reading. We're going to do the readings for the ones who, have joined. We're going to have a beautiful meditation. So I just want you to hang back if you're not interested, or listen if you want to learn more, because it's going to be super beautiful and interesting to look into. So I know this won't be for everyone, but I know that years ago when I was looking for a place to learn about human design, because it just wouldn't leave me alone, it was everywhere. I was so obsessed with it. I couldn't find a place that felt trustworthy, that was authentic and nice looking, which is, so important to me. So this training is for you if you are tired to figure out everything all alone and you want to learn all the human design information in a tangible and easy, understandable way. If you're a coach, a healer, a practitioner, and you want to deepen your capacity to support your clients. If you're tired of your soul-sucking 9 to 5 and you know the new paradigm is coming and you're like, shit, I need to change things up, and you're looking for a career change, or you just want to use the human design information for the transformation within yourself. Even today, I received an email talking about the life-changing effects of the transformational human design certification. And honestly, I was like, I'm always so mind blown of the personal transformation the people go through that join us. So if you want to have freedom of location, if you want to become your own boss, we have this incredible offer for you that I can't wait to share. So let's see if I am able to share this beautiful screen. We have an incredible offer right now. So let's look at it. You're also going to be able to look at the course and how it looks inside. So if you're just curious and you want to be a little bit nosy, you're welcome to do so. So what we have as enrollment right now is level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Level 1 and 2 is everything that you need to know to be able to start giving readings. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I put my soul in this. Like, the incredible, if you've enjoyed this, you're going to love hanging out with me deeper and more intrinsic within human design within these 4 levels. So level 1 and 2, level 1, we get into the story of human design, where it comes from, how it was made. We have this incredible, beautiful video library of energy type films that are like the most aesthetic thing I've ever done in my life. And actually, guys, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. Let me see if, I don't know what's happening. Let me see if I can show it, because I think you're going to appreciate it so much. Let me see, do I have it here? Okay. So level 1 and 2 is going to be everything that you need to know. We're going to start with the story of human design. We have these beautiful energy type films. I don't even know what I'm sharing anymore. Okay, wait. Give me a second because of technical difficulties. You already know your girl has some issues. Okay, all these pages gone. Anyways, so let me see.
We're going to move on to, I had all of this open and prepared, but obviously Destiny had other plans for me. This is how we move through being uncomfortable and anyways, trying to do the best of it. So I'm going to continue and I'll find them while I talk to you. Level 1 and 2. We have these beautiful energy type films. We have the 9 energy centers to understand how each energy center is going to absolutely make you understand your health, your trauma. We have, really working their purpose through them, the deep exploration of what the energy type's purpose is, how to live out your purpose and connect to the universe to guide you. We have the authorities, what we discussed yesterday, but way deeper, going into all of the intricacies, all the 3 emotional ways, really understanding how you can best make decisions, how it can help you move into the new paradigm. And then we have how to learn how to read a chart, which I thought was like so interesting that the people that are in the training were like, oh my God, this is the most fascinating thing of it all. That you can just look at a chart. And we learned that yesterday, if you have a defined circle, a generator, manifesting generator, and you can really learn how to read the chart just by looking at it. And so you'll understand the red and black lines. You will understand the profiles, which I think is just so cool. This is so hilarious. Actually, I had this open here the whole time. So that's a yay for me. So I want to give you just a little insight so you see how beautiful the manifesting, like all of these energy types film are. So you see the quality of what you will receive. This is how the training looks like. You have all of your different modules here.
Human design is the science of our aura. We all have an energetic body that is around 2 arms length, 3 meters around us. They even say that figures such as Jesus or Muhammad had kilometers of aura preceding them. I want you to really imagine the amount of space that you take up.
So these are the 5 energy type videos that you will receive that are so, so beautiful. I also want you to look like you have the energy centers, how to read a type, the energy centers, their trauma, how to support them, the way to make decisions, the profiles. I'm so proud of our profiles because I think that they look so cute. So we go so deep into every single thing. You have the videos, you have the slides. What we have that I think is so incredibly important, that is just important to me with my mission, is really understanding that we need to integrate the wisdom. So we have these integration questionnaires that allows you to create your own story, that allows you to tap into your own language, that allows you to connect to your own experience, so that when you share the human design information, you actually have your own personality that shines through. And that is so incredibly important to me, and everything that I share and I teach, your individuality and how you're going to do it. So in level 1 and 2, you will also discover all of the 64 gates and all of the magic that lies underneath in that, what the channels mean, how they connect to each other. And the beautiful thing is that you will also learn about the incarnation cross. There's 192 different incarnation crosses. So this is really just like super deep, super interesting to try to figure out. I teach you how to really learn it. And so, yeah, this is level 1 and 2. And then my most like precious jewels of this training is level 3 and 4. Level 3 is going to be really that thing that allows you to elevate. You're going to understand the variables, consistency, discipline. It goes deep into digestion, your strongest sense. We're going to look at astrology and how astrology intertwines with your design. Like, it is crazy the moment that I started to really dig into how astrology is connected to my chart. And I started really looking deep into all of this, information. It's crazy to even, if you thought human design nails it, astrology and human design is gonna like blow your mind.
So this is my chart, right? So I'm just going to make this little example. Here you see gate 10, and gate 10 is in Mercury, which is the way that I communicate. So I communicate with love of life. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, that's a new thing for me. I wouldn't have guessed that. So it goes really, really deep into understanding so many beautiful things. We have astrology. We have, everything you need to know about consistency, discipline, the environments, the senses, digestion, the circuit. So it goes really, really deep. And level 4 are really like such intense modules, because this is where we go really deep. I think like 9 hours into just talking about the new paradigm and how can you use that information to, overcome whatever's happening and, resist the crumbling, not even resist, but like make the most out of the crumbling and the reassembling of what's happening. You're also going to learn, and this is my favorite for me and my girlies that we love to do when we meet somebody new, which is like reading romantic compatibility and figuring out how we match, what our sexual connection is, why there's like triggers or unrequited love. And then we have human design for business and money. So this is really applying to your own business, or, if you are a human design reader and you want to expand, or you're looking to create a niche within the human design business or the human design industry, level 4 is going to help you really stand out so that you can create your own really personal niche. And so we have these 4 incredible bonuses. We actually have 5. So these 4 first bonuses that I want to talk about are, if you join, today is the enrollment will be open for a whole week, okay? If you join now, you will get a free human design reading with some of the lovely people that have done the certification that have been selected by me to be on the team of readers. You will get a personalized analysis of your human design in written form as the source code. You will get access to this incredible, beautiful workshop that is called The Art of Authenticity. It has like 27 modules. It goes so in depth so that you can start aligning to your authenticity and really double down on your shadows, on your purpose, on your triggers, connecting to your inner child, like their subconscious reprogramming, deep meditations, and you have access to the human design masterclass. So this is like a really beautiful way to really connect to the wisdom of human design. It is similar to what we've been doing these days. And, what we've added now that I really want to double down on. So you have over 50 hours of pre-recorded material, but what you also have is 12 months of monthly sessions with your girl, Micah. So I wanted to do something, even though you can start, like if you want to do this as a business, you can start making money after doing level 1 and 2, which is 20 hours, 22 hours of information. You can start charging for your readings, but I wanted to give space and time and offer just more value and connect deeply. And really, the most important thing for me is integrity. And I want everybody, I know that everybody who's here, I know that everybody who resonates with the work that I'm doing is because you have a certain sense of integrity, is because you have a goodness in your heart. And there is nothing that is, like selfless, and there's nothing that has ill will. And so this is so important for me to cultivate, because human design and all of these spiritual offerings, they're places for vulnerable people. And we need to really, I protect all of you. I protect everybody. I protect my team. I protect everybody that's, working with me, that's in the training. I protect them with my life, like the way that I'm fiercely protective of everybody who's in there. It is so important to me. So I want you to just know that we have extended this offer. We extended the training with this beautiful 12-month monthly support that are live sessions. So you have 4 levels of incredible information that go so deep, so wise. You will learn everything that I've learned in the last 7 years, put it to practice, because my goal is not only teaching you, but giving you the tools to really integrate it and to live it out, to see the change in your life. You have the integration questionnaires that I mentioned to really, allow your subconscious to transpire, to utilize, to assess and create your own voice, your own vocabulary. We have this incredible, beautiful, the Holding Hands portal where we have all of the like-minded people hanging out together, sharing their experiences, empowering each other, asking each other questions. Like, it's such a beautiful group where you're going to feel so beautifully supported, and all of our doubts are getting looked at, and we're just so loving and kind in this space. It's so, so beautiful to watch. We have one monthly call with me where I do a reading analysis. So if you want to become a human design reader and you want some feedback and you want to learn how to do readings and really like master your craft, this is perfect for it. We have sessions like this today and like the last 3 days. So if you've enjoyed the last 3 days, you have a monthly Q&A with me where we talk about, all the questions that are coming up. We talk about, what's happening in the world, and we really go deep. And then we have once a month a beautiful session with an expert that I've vetted, that I've invited. Sometimes it's a personal friend of mine that I just love and can't keep to myself, because there's no gatekeeping here, ladies and gentlemen. So this is really one of the most beautiful things that we have. And so the thing that we're adding that is really one of the things that is going to be a little bit of a surprise is this 30-day life experience that we're starting in April. So you will have access for free to join me during 30 days to have an absolutely transformative human design experience where we're going to be meditating. We're going to have a weekly workshop by an expert, and this is to get our shit together. Like, these 30 days is really meant to empower you to get our shit together. And so I'm so excited to share this with you. Claudia has probably put up the links. I want to thank Claudia so much, because this work would be impossible without her. I want to thank all of you for being here. If you feel called to learn more about human design, you have the option of purchasing this training at a discount. The original value of all of this together is 5,448 euros, but you can now purchase it this week with all of these bonuses for only, and I know it's not only, but compared, for 3,333 angel numbers, divinely guided. You know me, this is how we do it. And you have also the options to have split payments. So if you feel like this is too much to start, I really encourage you to check out the website, check out the different payment options. And if you have doubts, we've also created a beautiful free alignment call. We have beautiful, beautiful people on my team that I love so dearly that have such a beautiful capacity of holding space. So if you want to really have an open conversation, if you want to have somebody who's going to take the time to move through all of these chapters, ask any questions you have, resolve any doubts, really see where you're at. And if we are the right people, maybe we're not, but if we are the right people to support you, to get you to where you want to come, I encourage you to also click the link that Claudia is providing you to be able to get and reserve your free call. Okay, I'm so excited about this. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I have this little thing that I thought would be fun for those of you who are really courageous, for those of you who learned their lessons yesterday and were like, I'm listening to my authority, I'm going to trust myself, I'm going to have courage. So the first 10 people, and we're going to do it also for the emotional people. I know you guys need a day or two, okay? So don't worry about my emotionals, but the first 10 people who are the first to purchase and join the training now are going to get a free reading with me, okay? So I'm so excited to see with whom this resonates, who's ready for a major life change, who wants to know themselves deeper, who has really understood the intensity and the severity of what's happening right now, how 2024 is asking you to step into what you feel called to and be prepared for 2027. So I'm so excited for you to check this out. We have all of these beautiful, I don't know, I mean, whatever. I'm like, is there somebody here from the training? I think a couple of beautiful people are here. You can look at all of the testimonials here, read this with, your time, or if you don't want your mind to get in the way, you can also just like move from whatever you're feeling inside that is making you feel called to it. And so
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the readings. Let's have a couple of readings, okay? So because it's really hard to control who's here and who's not here. We had like around, I think, 1,500, maybe 1,800 people want to get a free reading. We cannot, it's impossible for me to prepare 1,800 readings. So I already see Dea is like, I'm ready to go. Like I have my chart on my screen, like I am ready to go. I love it. I love it. What energy type are you, Dea?
I'm a manifesting generator, 3/6 profile.
She's like, I'm lit up. Can you move to the side so I can see your profile? Oh, you have nearly everything defined. Okay, crazy.
Yes.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I would love for you to go to my website, go to Human Design Michael Gabriela. Maybe you've already have it downloaded, but you can put a screenshot. I need your name. Okay, so when you screenshot it, I need to see your name. Put your name in the comment section, like in the chat, so we can look at your chart, okay? And we're going to choose a couple of people to look at their chart.
Okay, so I just type my name in the chat, or what do you need?
Yeah, I need for those of you who want to get a small reading with me right now to put your chat, your body graph. There you go. Thank you. Aja! I'm so happy to see you. I remember you from last year. So cool. Okay, let me see. Well, so interesting. Karen has all energy type centers defined. Amazing. Let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna take, let me see if I can share this, okay? Can you see the chart? Yes, okay. Yeah, you're next, okay? I think your commitment to getting like some information is outstanding. You're next, I promise. Okay, so Elsie, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes, Elsie. Elsie,
hi, how are you doing? Are you good?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so we can see that Elsie is a manifestor. So this is the thing that, like, the first thing that stands out to me is this. You have the lower body part more open and the upper body really defined. So you have this really strong intensity, this dominant energy in the way that you think, in the way that you see the world, in the way that you speak, what you've come here to express. You're really here. You're actually, it's so interesting. You have the performer channel. You have the one that you have the becoming a star channel. So channel 1222 is for people who are often celebrities, who love performing, who want to be seen, who are funny with their friends, and they have this specific gift. So you're really here to transmit your emotions and what you feel with the world, even in a poetic, musical, very individual way. You want to share something about that?
No, that's really interesting to hear, just because I feel like even if I go back to like my childhood, I, always wanted to be an actress. I always wanted to perform. I've always just, I've loved doing that, but I've never just, I guess, been brave enough to really go for it. But I do feel deep down that I'm meant to do something really, really huge. I just haven't gotten it yet.
You are a manifestor. That is your whole purpose. Your whole purpose is to fucking change the world. I have to say, it's a big responsibility. It's a huge responsibility, right? To be like, oh my God, I have all this power. And also what happens, my daughter is a manifestor. And so what happens is that as parents, we're taught to like, guide our children or support our children or tell them what's right or wrong. You cannot do that with a manifestor. You have to break the manifestor in order to create smallness. And so nobody tells a manifestor, go shine your light, go initiate, go, eat up the world. And the thing that I see that catches my eye is that you
you have a completely open ego. And the ego is the energy center that represents money, abundance, the material world, competition, comparison. And what is so interesting is that, you know, the defined energy centers are where you know who you are. The defined energy centers are where you are dominant, where you are secure, where you're like, I've got this. I know I've got this. But the open energy centers are the places where we have our biggest lessons, and we have those lessons for a reason. So the open ego is there because it's meant to teach you about competition, money, the material world. And when you have an open ego, it means that you do not have consistent willpower. And that is nothing negative. It just means that is your way of moving through the world. So not having consistent willpower will look like really taking that arrow back. Like if we imagine that consistency is an arrow, we need to pull that arrow back. And when we pull that arrow back, that means that on a Monday morning or on a Tuesday, you're like deciding to have a bath, or you go read a book, or you stroll around your neighborhood. When you allow that arrow of willpower to be pulled back, that is when you have that quiet moment that allows you to access your genius. You are not meant to like run with the whole world and like wake up at 5 a.m. and do all of the, you know, train for a triathlon, read 20 books in diagonal, and like then work 18 hours. You're really here to understand that your way of connecting to your wisdom, your way of connecting to your genius is by taking a pause and taking a rest. And you need that moment to connect to your wisdom to be able to overcome and to, you know, like win at the race of life. If you try to run behind everybody else, you will never have that pause that allows you to connect to your beautiful wisdom and your genius. And only with that genius, the arrow will be able to get where it's meant to go. And so what this has a lot to do with is your worth, is your self-worth. And so with an open ego, and yours is completely open, meaning you don't have anything to assess that. An open ego means that you're going to be very vulnerable to the opinion of other people pertaining to your value. Meaning if somebody's like, Elsie, you're incredible, you're going to be like, oh my God, yes, I'm incredible. But if somebody says like, oh, I didn't like how you did that, you're going to be like, oh my God, no, why did I did that? Oh my God, you know, your purpose is not to compare yourself. Your purpose in this energy center, the way that you move authentically from the specific energy center is, and let me know if you also have an open ego in the comments. So your way of moving authentically with this energy center is to understanding that you don't need to compete, that you're not meant to compare yourself with anybody, that you have a life lesson around money. But that means, because it's a life lesson, when you overcome the obstacles to literally maintain abundance, because what happens, you have an open ego, the money comes and it often feels like it can go really fast. And so your big lesson is to really learn how to utilize money the best, how to make the most money, how to save the most money, how to invest the most money, how to spend the best way that you have to spend money. That is the big lesson that you have in this open ego. And it's important to understand that your worth does not come from all of the things that you have or all of the things that you do, but your worth comes because you're a beautiful human being existing right now in this moment in time and space. And so saying no to commitments is going to be so magnetic for you. Being able to say, listen, I don't want to do this. I don't need to do this just to prove my worth. And so it's really important to learn this lesson and to really tap into the wisdom of the open ego. The open ego will allow you to understand that success looks so different for so many people. And that when you tap into the wisdom of your open ego, you understand that your work is not connected to how much money you make. That your work, your job, your passion has to fulfill you on a deeper, more spiritual heart space level.
Yeah, I think that makes complete sense. That resonates so much, because and even just you know, looking at this chart, looking at the notion of peace, like it makes complete sense. Like all I want is to just be okay. Like that's all that I'm seeking, really. So that's really great.
This is so beautiful because this is a very manifestor thing to experience. You guys just want to do your own thing, like leave me alone. I'm like, I just want to be doing my thing. Nobody bothers me. The way you're going to achieve finding peace, the way you're going to be able to minimize the maximum amount of resistance is by informing, is by telling people what you're doing, especially telling them what you're feeling. Thank you so much, Elise, for opening up to us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Dea, let's look at you because you came here for a reason. Let me see. I don't know how to see your.
I can send it again.
You send it again. Okay, I'm gonna go down. Okay, cool. Let's put this one away. Honestly, isn't it super crazy wild that the first person to come through, the first person to like penetrate the amount of like, I'm just seeing the amount of images, has been a manifestor? Isn't it crazy the power that the manifestor just broke through all the noise and was like, first motherfuckers? So wild. I had no idea what energy type she was, but that is just so wild. That is so fucking wild. Okay. Let me see if I can share the screen. Okay, Dea, do you want to ask a specific question or do you just want to know?
I just want to know.
Okay, cool. So what we can see is like an incredible defined energy center. It's rare to see somebody that has such a defined energy center. Again, this is wild, but we have another 1222 gate. So a lot of that idea or that like sense of, you know, really having this creative voice of wanting to create for the pleasure of creating, of having like, you know, who has a very similar design? Charlize Theron has a very similar design, the actress. So it's really this, you know, like desire and joy of performing. But what I want to get into, what stands out to me is, you know, okay, we have all of this definition, right? Dea obviously is a very strong, energetic person. We felt this. I felt this from the beginning. She was like, ready to go, guys. You know, she is demanding her energetic strength. Manifesting generators are fierce. You're the strongest energy type. You're the most potent energy type, the most independent energy type, and people sense that. And so what I think is so interesting is that if we think that, you know, definition is where we have dominance, she's going to overpower a lot of people. Your energy is really going to be very seductive, very empowering. You really have that force to uplift people around you. You have that force to seduce people around you. But what we can see is that she has, let's say, just one lesson, which is the open crown. But it's not just one lesson, because when we only have one space to learn, how big are the lessons going to be, right? So what catches my attention is the completely open crown. Like she has definition everywhere, but the crown is like, nope, I'm going to stay open. What does the crown represent? The crown represents inspiration. The crown represents creativity. The crown is really, you know, that open mind that Dea has come to express. So what is really important for her or for you, Dea, is really understanding that you've come here to get inspired by so many things, that you often can feel scattered. You can feel all of this wisdom, all of this knowledge. You can feel good in your body, but it can be that when you're in your mind, when you're trying to access ideas, when you're trying to clear your thoughts, when you want to know what's important and what not's important, you can find your mind being scattered. You're like, oh, you know, the Kardashians are as fascinating a sustainable lifestyle. Like, ooh, this is so interesting. Like all of these ideas, all of these thoughts. And so it's really important to understand that you're going to gain more clarity when you are in an open space. Your mind needs space to think. You need to get out. You need to meet people to be inspired. You can't just be sitting on the couch and being like, oh, I need inspiration now and it will come. You need that outside influence. You need to be nourished by outside energies. And the other thing, do you want to say something to that?
I find it correct, and I also have a triple split, so I need to get out there.
Yes, exactly. So the triple split is all about understanding that there's like, if you have 3 different splits, which is what triple split means, is that you have this need you have like these three internal voices, because you have three different aisles of defined energy centers. I'm explaining this for other people because it sounds like, but you have three different aisles of defined energy centers that are connecting to each other, but not with each other. So what we can see is that we have the ajna and the throat and the ego and the solar plexus are one kind of voice that she carries. She has her personality center and her sacral center talking to her about her desires and who she needs to be. But then she has this strong pressure that is like fueling her intuition to be really quick on her feet. So these three voices need to communicate with each other. And the way that these three voices are going to communicate with each other is for Dea to go out into the world and meet people who are bridging the split, is what we call it, who make that all of these energy centers can talk with each other. So the other thing that I think is quite interesting is that Dea has a passive line of discipline, meaning that she is not meant to have discipline. She is non-disciplinary. She is not disciplined. It even sounds bad already, right? It's like, oh, you don't have discipline. Like it sounds like, and this is so interesting because in the arrows, we can look at the old paradigm. So all the arrows that are pointing to the left are representative of characteristics of the old paradigm. And all the arrows that are pointing to the right are actually the things that we can see that allows us to connect to the new paradigm, the new way of doing things. And so not having discipline for Dea is nothing bad. Actually, when she tries to force herself to implement discipline in her life, she's going to move away from her purpose. The way that I interpret these arrows, and you will find a deep information of this in level 3 of the training, the arrows for me are what is going to help you to be at the right place at the right time. So the reason I believe that there is no need for discipline in the new paradigm is because we will no longer be forced to do shit we don't really want to do. And so we will be able to tap into this inner knowing, and we will be inspired through our own personal purpose to get to where our soul wants us to get to in this particular lifetime. Dea, you want to say something? I've lost you. I don't see you anymore.
I think it sounds great, and I look forward to not being so pushed down to think that I don't have discipline, because I can actually be all over the place. So
you don't need it. The beauty is you don't need it. Actually, when you try to have discipline, it's going to backfire.
Great,
Yeah.
Great to know.
Okay. Look, Leonie. I know Leonie because she is supporting me so much. So thank you so much. I think, is this Leonie? I don't know. If Leonie is there, can Leonie say hi? Yeah, I see your name down here. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Leonie. How are you doing?
I'm really good, and you?
Oh, I'm so happy to talk to you. Honestly, you know what? I had a childhood friend whose name was Leonie, and I thought she was the coolest. And that's why your name just stood out to me so much. And I'm so grateful for your support and all your kind words and our little exchanges privately. So let's get into it. Oh, she's a 3-5. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, okay? I want to just get it. I'm not even sharing the screen. Sorry, I'm looking at it, but I'm not sharing the screen. Okay, you see her? You see Leonie? Okay, so what can we see? The thing that I want to continue talking about is the arrows, okay? Because this is like a really big one. Like in the beginning, when I used to do very structured readings, and I would go through every single thing, I would not do the incarnation cross, but I would double down on the arrows, because what's important to me as a 3-5, whatever, is really living out your energy type. So I like to focus on the tangible thing you can change, on the thing that brings you the biggest impact to live out in your life. And so the arrows have a lot of conditioning. What I see in Leonie, you actually, I think, did you repost it this today? I think you actually reposted this. I'm not sure. But what is so interesting about Leonie is that she has a passive arrow that pertains to consistency. And so this means that, first of all, she has what we call a passive brain, meaning that she cannot have, or like Leonie, you cannot have constant influence of information. I don't know why my nose started itching, but you cannot have constant, information. You can't be like on your phone watching a movie and like somebody else listening to music in the room next door. Like your brain is going to be overwhelmed. You need to think about one thing and then move on to the next thing and then move on to the next thing. Okay. So what is so interesting about this passive arrow is actually that consistency is a thing that we have been told in society. If you want to be, and discipline is similar, Dea, but I think consistency is even more powerful. So if you want to, be successful, you have to have consistency, you have to have discipline. Every day you wake up at the same time, you eat at the same time. Routine is the only way that you will ever gain, how to become a millionaire, consistency and discipline, how to become consistent, because this is how we've operated the last 400 years. But your way of operating is moving into the new paradigm. So for you to be at the right time, at the right place, you have to tune into the opposite. You have to move from this idea of understanding that you are not meant to be consistent, and that you are not meant to be consistent does not mean you won't have benefits. Not being consistent with a gym program doesn't mean that if you do it inconsistently, you won't see benefits. So it's really about removing that limiting belief. The way that this shows up the most is that, we live in this spiritual industry where everybody's telling you like, I have the answers. The beauty for me for human design is I'm giving you the tools to see your own answers. Okay. This is what I like about human design. So this allows you to understand that for like your best way to operate is to waking up when you feel like it, eating when you feel like it, moving in a way that feels right for you. Okay. So instead of trying to wake up every day at 5 a.m. and then going to the gym and then eating the exact same meal every day at the same hour, that will actually drain you. Waking up every morning and drinking your water with lemon every single day at the same time will drain you. Trying to do a 40-day Kundalini, whatever, every day, same time, it's going to drain you. And this has such big conditioning because we often can feel like failures. And she also has an open ego. So she also doesn't have that consistent energy of her ego to pull her through, right? And so just really understanding that her way of operating is going to be so much smoother, so much more intuitive, so much more like through the way that she feels. Leonie?
Yes,
How does that resonate?
100%. It's resonated 100%. I love
Did
it.
you hear the story where I talked about this consistency thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, so I had this client, this young guy into biohacking, wanting to be the best version of himself. And he's like, I am a horrible spiritual person. I'm like, why are you a horrible spiritual person? He's like, because I'm, waking up every day and I'm going to the gym and I'm doing all of these routines and I feel miserable. And I'm like, well, that's because your chart says you shouldn't be consistent. Okay. Okay, let's do one more person and then we will get into the meditation. And after the meditation, I will be opening for a round of questions. So this will not be a human design reading, but you can ask me questions about human design or my personal life or anything else that you feel like sharing. Let me see what we have. Okay, let's take a Mutis. Hi.
Yes, hi.
Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Very correct. Very correctly, like perfectly.
Thank you so much for being here. Okay. This is so interesting. Why does this happen all the time? You and I have nearly the same design.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's all your story. I worked with fashion till COVID, and then the spiritual path came to me. I do have epilepsy all my life, and now I'm trying to evolve this with my community, etc., etc. So I found it very, very, very common what you've been telling
we
me all
nearly
the time.
this. Yeah, that's so crazy. Honestly, it's really funny. It's funny how this happens. Okay, so here's the thing that I think is, let's see what could be interesting to share with you. So you have gate, the channel 4426, okay? This is a really powerful energy that allows you to connect to really understanding what will come in the future. So it makes sense. Actually, you know why it makes sense that you worked in fashion? First, because you have that, but also you have gate 57, which is all about aesthetic, which is all about, you know, being able to understand the patterns that are coming in the future. And it has a very high aesthetic awareness, but also it has a psychic awareness, and it's also connected to your right ear. So I don't know what happens, but there's something when you connect to your right ear. So be aware if you have conversations that you like use your right ear to tap into like absorbing more information. And so you really come here because you know how to say things in a way that reaches people. And in the olden times, in Human Design 1.0, this was a little bit like that energy of, you know, like, oh, this person can sell sand in the desert. But with the new consciousness, with Human Design moving into this new expansive kind of energy, you've really come to allow people to understand what they need. A lot of time people are lost. A lot of time people don't have the capacity to hear. And you know, you have the sensitivity to really know how to say things so you can actually reach the people that need to be reached. And this is a very strong also like, you know, kind of like business energy of like, I'm going to bring the bread home. Like I need to make shit happen. I know what's coming in the future. And you have this very strong, impactful energy. So it's interesting because even though you're a projector, you have a very strong design in that you have a defined ego. You are an energetic projector like me because you have a defined root, and you have the gate of shock and the gate of impact. So you, without you having to try to do anything, will have a really strong impact on the people in your life. And so when we look at your profile, okay, your profile is the role you've come to play. Your profile is what people are asking for you to show up, the way that you will learn in life. It's really interesting because the 6-2 profile, don't tell anybody, is one of my favorite profiles. And so the reason I like the 6-2 profile so much, I think it's because I'm a 3-5 and I will never get to become a 6. But the reason I like the 6-2 profile so much is because the first, like you have 3 lifespans in your life, okay? The first 30 years of your life, you're going to live life like a 3 profile, like my profile. The 3rd profile, let me know if you have a 3 profile or a 6 profile in the comments. The 3 profile is the person that like has to put up their sleeves, get their hands dirty and learn life by falling on our faces again and again and again. And life is intense. Actually, they say that everybody who has a 6 in their profile has, you know, a very intense youth, and we can always be very lucky that they've made it past 30 years of life. So the first 30 years of life, they're intense, you know, shit continues to hit the fan, and you're just like learning your lessons right and left. What happens is that age 27, when we start feeling that Saturn return, you start noticing like, oh shit, I need to mature. Because what happens with somebody who has a 6 profile is, in Human Design, we talk about walking onto the roof, okay? Each profile has kind of like a place in a house, and the 6 profile is the roof. The 6 profile is when you become the role model. The 6 profile is when you start looking at the world from a different perspective. It doesn't mean you're above, it just means that your perspective is different than others. And so when you turn 27, those, you know, like Saturn return years, 27, 28, 29 to 30, that's when you really notice like, oh, I got to get my shit together. And if you've lived life and you've made mistakes and you've fallen on your ass enough, then it's asking you to up level. And the second season of your life is when you hit 30. So those first 30 years, I always say, they are like, you know, the light bulb. The light bulb was invented, but first they had, you know, the first try and it broke. Then they did the second try based on the first, then the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, so on, until you turn 30. And when you turn 30, ka-ching, the light bulb should go on. What happens is that when you turn 30, you're asked to take all of that information that you have learned in the first 30 years of your life and create something tangible that you can share with your community and the world at large. And what happens then is that you have this new season of your life when you turn 50. It doesn't mean you can't have success until then, but when you turn 50, you're going to have this upheaval of like, I'm ready to go. This is my chance. And I always say, if you have a 6 profile and you turn 50, you're probably going to tour around the world and share like your life story in a book for everybody to learn all the amazing, you know, like life that you've had. And it's funny because I don't have a male example, but for example, Jennifer Lopez and Pamela Anderson both have a 6'2" profile, and Pamela Anderson just turned 50 and she's like a rising star with her Netflix documentary and like her skincare brand, whatever. So it's really interesting to see this incredible new wave of energy that will come once you hit 50. And so as a 6'2" profile, you have come here to become the person you wished you were when you were a kid. The person, you know, if you had the cool uncle that was traveling around the world, even if you just want to stay at home and chill, but you are meant to become the person that you wished you had in your life when you were a kid. Because you were always born with super high standards and incredible wisdom. And you are here to show the 2 side, the hermit side, the side that just wants to stay at home, do my own thing, leave me alone. You're here to prove to yourself that you are as good as you know that you are, that you have come here to overcome the resistance of the 2 to step into that role model and really become a person of reference for others. And as a 6 profile, you really have the opportunity to find the love of your life and create your dream life when you stop looking outward. Especially as a projector with the 6 profile, there can be a tendency of looking at everybody and like trying to micromanage because you see everybody with your penetrative aura, you see everybody's mistake, you see everybody's lacking. But the moment you let go of that micromanaging and you really focus on connecting to having the experience of this love of your life in your life and creating your dream life, all of the pieces of the puzzle will fall together. Sounds good, no?
Thank you. That's exactly what I am and what I'm going into. Like step by step. It's amazing. Like how these numbers can tell this and yeah. So thankful for your energy, for your knowledge so much. Like
Thank you so much. Okay, Mutis, thank you so much for sharing, sharing, getting naked with us. Okay. So now we're going to do the meditation to close up, to connect to your inner wisdom, to really set the intention, to close these 3 days, to being so proud of yourself, everything you've connected to remember how important it is that you have come here with a purpose that you're meant to express. Like your life is fucking important, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get comfortable. Take a deep breath. I'm going to take out my little notes, close all of these things that I have open here. So this is really going to be all about understanding and connecting to your darkness and how it's come here to up-level you and connect you with who you've come to be. Let's see. Begin finding a comfortable position. Allowing yourself to settle in a state of pure relaxation. Close your eyes gently and take a few deep breaths. Inhaling slowly through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, releasing any tension
or uncertainty with every breath. You know, my favorite way of breathing is taking a breath in, topping it off, letting everything go. And another deep breath, breathing in. And the last deep breath. As you continue to breathe deeply, bring your awareness to the present moment, feeling the sensations of your breath flowing in and out of your body. And with each breath, imagine yourself becoming more grounded and centered. Centered in the here and now. I want you to bring your attention to your heart center, the place where your true desires and aspirations reside. And I want you to visualize a radiant light glowing within your heart, illuminating your entire being with its warmth and wisdom. As you connect with this inner light, feel a sense of clarity and purpose washing over you. Trust that your inner voice knows what is best for you and guiding you towards the right path. Now, I want you to reflect on a decision or choice that you're contemplating. Allow it to come into focus in your mind's eye. Notice any thoughts, emotions that arise as you consider this decision without judgment or attachment. Take a moment to tune into your personal authority, the subtle whispers of wisdom and guidance that arise from deep within you. Trust that your inner or outer voice will provide you with the guidance you need to make to be able to create the best decision for your highest good. Repeat the following affirmation silently or aloud, allowing them to sink into your subconscious. And I will say the affirmation, and then you're welcome to repeat it with me the second time around. I trust in my inner wisdom to guide me towards the right decision. I trust in my inner wisdom to guide me towards the right decision. I have the courage to take action and pursue my dreams with confidence. I have the courage to take action and pursue my dreams with confidence. I trust that the universe supports me in every decision that I make. Repeat after me. I trust that the universe supports me in every decision I make. As I trust my inner voice, abundance flows effortlessly into my life. As I trust my inner or outer voice, abundance flows effortlessly into my life. I understand that every dark time has come to teach me valuable lessons and guide me onto my path of purpose. I understand that every dark time has come to teach me valuable lessons and guide me onto my path of purpose. I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation, knowing that they ultimately lead me to a deeper understanding of myself and my purpose. I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation, knowing that they ultimately lead me to a deeper understanding of myself and my purpose. With each affirmation, feel a sense of empowerment and determination growing within you, fueling your confidence to take the necessary steps towards your goals. Now, visualize yourself standing at a crossroad with multiple paths stretching out before you. The one where you already know because you've been there before. The other one that you know the destination because it is the same path that has led you to where you are now. Your pattern repeating. And the path of sovereignty. This new path that has opened in the last 3 days of radical responsibility and integrity, of allowing yourself to trust within your inner voice that you have been born with so that it leads you to be able to experience your purpose in this lifetime. The path your soul is asking you to take. Trust in your authority to lead you towards the path that resonates deeply with your heart and soul. With unwavering resolve, take a step forward onto the path that you choose, knowing deep in your cellular body, you are supported and guided every step of the way. Feel the exhilaration of taking action and moving closer to your dreams. As you continue along your chosen path, feel a sense of abundance surrounding you, knowing that every decision you make brings you closer to safety and prosperity. Trust that as you align with your inner voice, the universe conspires to bring you greater abundance in all areas of your life. Feel yourself enveloped by this abundance, this feeling of safety, prosperity, awakening the abundance that resides within you. Now hold the vision in front of you that you have written out at the beginning of today's workshop. Get clear on that vision and allow your body to feel your signature. Allow your body to dive deep into the emotion, the feeling, the sensation of success, the sensation, the feeling of deep satisfaction.
the empowerment that lies behind that deep feeling of peace, that incredible excitement that allows you to have surprise in your life. Connect deeply to the vision, to the feeling of the life you know that is waiting for you. Your body already knows. You already have that reality right now within you. The abundance is living, breathing. You're feeling it right now. And when you're ready, you can gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, my lovely people that have been here till the end. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your love, for your kindness, for your openness, for your willingness. Spending these last 3 days with you has been an absolute honor. I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed. And I am now opening up for some questions. It's not going to be too long because I have to take care of my daughter, but we can do 10-15 minutes of questions. This is not going to, like, you can ask about your chart, but I'm not going to look at your chart and do a reading. Okay, because we've done this. I know you guys. Okay. I have NK. I don't know what that stands for, but you're welcome to unmute. And I want this to be like, you please talk to me normally.
Oh, hi, Micah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, yes. My name is Nakara.
Nakara, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So I have a bit of a abstract question. Is there a way, do you think, or in your experience, to look at, I guess, human design holistically and all the energy types within ourselves? Or is it, okay, we are just this energy type and there's no kind of holistic overview of how to integrate the different energy types to our benefit?
Okay. So I love this question. Thank you so much for this deep question. So this is the thing. We are born with one energy type. We will die with one energy type. Our energetic base, the way that we most rapidly remove resistance and move into alignment, is our energy type. When we don't feel connected to our energy type, it is often because we're in misalignment, we don't know enough about our energy type, and we're confused because we're not really honing in on our strategy and our authority and our not self-theme and our signature. The more we get curious about why we don't feel aligned or why we have doubts or why we identify, the more we will learn about what is stopping us from really embodying the base. Like the energy type, your energy type is the most important thing. The gifts, the gates, they will flourish once you're living your energy type, and it will kind of happen automatically, okay? But to that point, if you look at a human design chart, different channels carry innate energies of different energy types. So I have certain channels that have manifestor energy, and you can be a manifesting generator and carry a lot of projector channels. And so within your body graph and your base energy type, there is the absolute capacity of tuning into these different energies, but they will pertain specifically to the gifts. Yeah? Cool, awesome. Francisco Jimenez, what's up?
Hello, what's up? Thank you very much. My question is regarding, for example, I have the right angle cross of the sleeping phoenix, and what it means, for example, for people like me, this 2027. What does it mean that I have the same incarnation cross?
Okay, so there is 192 incarnation crosses, and I don't know all of them by heart. So let me see if I can find this. So I got this question today earlier, actually. Somebody's like, will I have a better chance at surviving 2027 because I have the cross of the sleeping phoenix? What it actually means is that you are already embodying all of these traits of the new paradigm. So you already have this deep emotional awareness about you. You have a very strong individuality, and it's not necessarily that you will benefit because, you know, right now we're still living in the old paradigm. So there is this conflict of like, oh, but I'm already feeling pulled towards this individual energy of really, you know, feeling deeply, of desiring change and connection in a very different way. Like for you, expressing yourself is really important. So let me see. I don't know where I have it, to be honest. So yeah, I hope that answers some of your questions.
Yeah, yes, it did. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Let me see. Okay, that's it. Nobody has any more questions? Okay, Amanda. Oh, I can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So I had a question about the difference between the 6-2 and the 6-3 profiles, since I'm 6-3 generator. I mean, everything you shared with the 6-2 resonated, but I'm just wondering what the difference between them two.
So the difference is your life lessons will be ongoing, continuing, because you always have that 3, right? So it's, you know, the two is a hermit, so they can like kind of like, you know, take a step back. They don't always have to be like, you know, out in the world. But if you have a 6-3, it just means that you're continuously going to learn through experience. You have one side that will, you know, up level and really mature, but then you have the 3 side that will continue to learn through life experience. What is really important and beautiful to understand as a 6-3 is that you're going to have these 2 voices that are pulling you. The 6 is responsible, the 3 wants adventure. The 6 is like, oh no, but we want to just sit at the sidelines. And the 3 is like, no, but we just want to quit our jobs and go surfing in Costa Rica. So you have these very strong opponent energies that are wanting to move into different ways. And your purpose and the way that you embody your role is to really embrace both of these sides. You don't have to be one or you don't have to be the other. And the beauty is that these things are not opposite, but that they complement each other.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here, guys. I'm so lucky to have all of you. Okay, Sarah.
Hi, Micah. Thank you so much for these 3 days.
I guess my question, it's hard for me to articulate it, but I'm really intrigued by human design, but something I am like cognizant of is not like putting myself in a box or like, oh, because I'm a projector, does that mean I can't also be really creative, for example, which that's like kind of a silly thing, but I don't know if you can give advice for people who want to feel more like expansive and not feel like they're put in a box.
There's absolutely nothing you can't do no matter what your energy type is. It's like if you think human design is putting you in a box, you have not really completely fully integrated the concept of human design, in my opinion. So anything that puts you in a box is a wrong perspective. There are people who write to me like, oh, my friend is a projector, but she is a ballerina and she dances, 12 hours a day. And I'm like, that's great. You can be anything and everything as long as you bring that energy. So you're going to guide the people in your life. Doesn't matter if you're a pro athlete or you're a lawyer or you can be super creative. And you know what the beautiful thing is? I mean, it's a bit difficult because sometimes you can figure out what their energy type is, but you often will resonate with people because of something. You will resonate with people because they have something similar energetically. And you can just use that, it is how you do the thing that will be different. So you can be, I was raised by 2 manifesting generators. So as a projector, that was very dramatic, but I didn't know that there was a different way of doing things, right? So it wasn't that what they taught me was wrong, is how we get to it that is different. So if you're an artist and you're creative, you know how many projectors have this incredible sensitivity and like are creating incredible art, right? So you actually also really just all the gifts that we have are really reframed. So I don't know why you would think that a projector can't be creative, because if we think about it, the projector has an open sacral center. The sacral center is tied to creativity, meaning projectors are constantly taking in creativity and expanding it. So actually you have the power to be triple as creative as a generator, for example, because they just have their own perspective, their own joy, their own creativity, one vision. So you will have maybe a bigger range of how you express that art or that desire or that passion. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Thank you. And it's not necessarily that I don't think I can be creative. I was just kind of using an extreme example to have you maybe speak to this. So yeah, thank you so much.
Amazing example. So grateful you gave a tangible example. Thank you. Claudia.
Oh, hi, thank you. I was wondering, because I heard you before talking about the arrows, and arrows facing right would be amazing for the from 2027 on. So would it mean if someone has all the arrows facing left, how would
I have all
they?
the arrows facing left. So it's
Oh.
not, it's going to be amazing. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, like really most important thing, because it goes a bit to what Sarah was saying, most important thing, you are perfectly designed. Like there's nothing about your design that is not perfectly orchestrated for your soul's purpose to be expressed in this lifetime. There is nothing that's better. There's nothing that's beneficial. Nobody is in any way better or more whatever prepared. No, we all have exactly what we have to fulfill our purpose. We can fulfill somebody else's purpose. They're already taken. Okay. So I have all arrows facing to the left. That means that I am disciplined, routine, consistent. And that's true. Like when I hang out with my friends who have arrows to the other side, like if I go on vacation with people who have arrows to the left, I am tired from never knowing when we're going to have lunch. One day it's lunch at 12, the other it's lunch at 4. And I am exhausted after those vacations because I'm like, this one, my routine. I just want to wake up, do my little thing. Like even when I travel, like within the time I'm traveling, I'll have the same drink or I'll take the same route or I'll have like, so it doesn't matter that you're going to benefit. It's just for those people who have right pointing arrows, they have bigger conditioning and that's harder for them to see who they are because nobody has taught them. We have had 400 years of people telling us how leftness looks like. And so we are attuned to that. Our school system is programmed for, education for people who have left arrows. It's not designed to support people who have right arrows.
you know? So it's not necessarily that left or right is better. It's that the way that you're meant to uniquely show up in your life is through discipline, routine, consistency, strategy, and a specific way of focusing.
Thank you so much. It was amazing.
I found the sleeping phoenix, so I'm going to read it out, okay? Okay. On a superficial level, the cross of the sleeping phoenix appears to be a cross focused on busyness. The entirety of the channel 2034 is consistent in this cross, creating the powerful and rapid manifestation of sacral energy. Is it possible that you're a manifesting generator? I don't know where he went.
Yes, I am a manifestor generator.
So
Yes.
only manifesting generators, I think only manifesting generators can have the cross of the sleeping phoenix. So those with this cross exist in a duality of feeling enormously on or off with their energy. On a deeper level, the cross of the sleeping phoenix is about resurrection. The fiery life force in this cross has a tendency to be extinguished during down frequencies and what can appear as a total loss of vitality. Then, like a phoenix emerging from the ashes, this life force is reborn anew. Victimization becomes freedom. Lethargy becomes vitality. Entropy becomes explosive energy. When someone with this cross crosses your path, be aware that the themes of busyness and resurrection may be ahead your way. In 2027, the Earth will end a 400-year cycle in the cross of planning and enter the cross of the sleeping phoenix according to the human design world cycles.
Thank you very much.
Okay, emojis, I'm gonna go with Gabriela and the people that haven't had the chance to talk to me, but if we have time, we get back to you, okay? So Gabriela, tell me what's going on.
Hey, hello. Well, what I was wondering is that I do have one arrow to the right, another to the left. So I have an active brain, so I'm supposed to be consistent, but I'm also supposed to not be disciplined. So that confuses me a lot because every day is like, oh, no, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, and then am I supposed to do this? And that is kind of like, how? Basically that.
Yeah. I honestly think that is one of the most like hardest things to try to figure out. Like, how am I supposed to be consistent but not have discipline? And I think really that this is something you have to start feeling in your body, how good things are feeling within you. So if you have consistency, it means that you're able to show up every day at the same time and create a routine. But a routine doesn't mean that you force yourself to do things you don't want to do, which is discipline, right? Discipline is being harsh. Discipline is forcing yourself to go through something you don't feel like actually doing, right? So it's really important to look at it at that. It's also like within the boundaries of, you know, having this confine, you can have freedom. So even if you have consistency, allow yourself to have the freedom of not trying to push yourself through things or things that don't feel right.
Oh yeah, that sounds.
Because you're also like, how is your ego looking? Do you have a defined or open?
I have an open ego and I'm a generator, a 1-3. Yeah. So yeah, it resonates a lot with that, with what you're saying. Yes, totally.
There's a lot of nuance, you know, because the ego also, you don't have consistent energy. So you don't have consistent energy, but you're supposed to be consistent, and then you don't have discipline. So it's really like really fine tuning. That's why I say first start with your energy type, and then the rest, it kind of balances itself out. And I know people are like, oh, the energy type, like whatever, I can read on it online. Like, I really believe that people don't understand how deep and how important it is to first create the ground pieces of totally owning unapologetically your energy type. Because then you will naturally, look, if you're constantly responding, you will naturally move into, oh, I have like, I'm going to do this consistently, but I'm not going to force this because I don't have discipline. I'm going to listen to my heart, to my ego, you know, because you're just in the response mechanism. The rest will kind of like fine tune itself. But if we try to get intellectualized, like even the first question, like, oh, can we have, you know, I don't think it's wise to start looking at your channels if you haven't embodied your energy type. Like, yeah, you know it, you learn it. Like, I know the words,
but are you living it out? And you will see if you're living it out, if you have your signature, if you have success, if you have satisfaction, if you have peace. And once you have that, for me personally, then you can get into the gates, then you can get into fine-tuning these other little things.
Yes, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stephanie?
Bye.
Bye. Stephanie, are you there? You want to talk? Okay. Okay. Hi. Okay, let's go with Mish, and then Stephanie, you figure out your voice thingy and we get back to you. Hi, Mish.
Hi, I just had to unmute myself quickly. This is so amazing. I'm so intrigued by human design. Oh my days. It's like being a manifesting generator, it's just like ding, 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 and this and that and that and all the 10,000 things. I wanted to just find out by you. So I'm considering relocating, moving. I've stayed stuck for a good couple of years in one space, and it's like now understanding my human design, it's making so much sense why I experience like I was telling my friend the other day, it's like I'm literally and figuratively itching. Like my whole body is itching, literally, because I feel that it's time for me to move. So my body is literally showing that for me. So I wanted to find out, so in my chart, in terms of environments, how important is looking at your environment in terms of, well, I actually want to ask, like, there's that astrocartography where they said that there's certain places on the planet that's more in alignment energetically and things like that. So do you think that that is something to look at when focusing on your human design? Because I'm obviously now looking at where do I want to relocate, what country? Because I'm shifting into digital nomad lifestyle because that just works for me. I'm shifting online. That's why I want to align into. I'm doing coaching. I'm already doing life coaching, but I love the human design aspects. I just feel that's another toolkit within what I'm already teaching and guiding people. And I just wanted to know, just in terms of the environment, what do you think? How does that come into play? Or listening to what you just said earlier, do you think that is not something we need to really focus on right now? Just focus on your energy type and yeah.
I love this question. I love this question because we want to know it all. We want to juice it all out.
Yeah.
So this is what I think. I think astrocartography is great. I don't think it's not applied in human design. So astrology is in human design. So you could use astrocartography
Yes,
to look things up in your design and understand your human design through astrocartography. But it's not that your environment is connected to astrocartography. Your environment is connected to the arrows. And so what happens with the environment, actually, it's the other way around. So this I love. Okay, I'm going to explain. Instead of you moving where your environment is telling you where to go, what happens is that you will have the confirmation that you are aligned because you will find yourself in your environment, in your ideal environment. So the more you work on your energy type, but on everything, the more aligned you get, the more authentic you become, the more you connect to your gifts, the more the universe is supporting you on your path to absolutely choose your purpose, the more you will find yourself in that environment. So the environment is like a collateral to you being aligned.
Okay.
What is your environment?
What is it now again? Hang on quickly. Shores.
Okay. So what I would recommend that if you, no matter where, you can do this at home actually. So shores is that you need to be always in the middle of two places. You know how you can fabricate shores in your home? You can sit when you're working on your computer or you're reading a book, you can sit in the door of one room and the other room. You can sit in the portal of your house.
if you have a garden or you have a terrace, you can sit with your butt in your house and like the feet on the other side. So you're creating shores in your natural environment.
It's so funny you say that because I do that without like I'm always, because I love the sun. I absolutely love the sun. So I do sun gazing morning and sunset. And I will sit at sunset. I'll sit at my patio door in the walkway, literally,
Amazing.
with my bum
This is so
inside and my legs outside, facing the sun.
That's the magic of human design.
Why I do it? I
Yeah,
just
like yeah.
oh
So
my word.
yeah,
Okay.
so you're naturally already doing that, you see? So no matter where astrocartography or your heart tells you to go, try to find those spaces wherever you are. You know, if you decide to look for an apartment or a house or a villa or a cottage, like try to be somewhere where you're close to the water, or try to be somewhere where you're close to a border. So from your window, like I remember I had a client, she lived in a house where if she looked the window forwards, she was looking to France, and in the backward she was looking to Germany, and she was like living in the house, so she had like she was literally, you know, in shores. So it's really about understanding how you can create that environment really easily. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to move, right? And you're already doing that in a natural way, so that's very cool.
Okay, so interesting. Oh my word. So interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome, Nish. You're welcome. Did Stephanie? We lost Stephanie, I think.
No, I'm here, and
okay.
I fixed
Okay,
my
cool. Okay,
my
cool.
problem.
Let's go. I'm sorry, I did.
Thank you. No worries.
Okay.
First of all, I want to say thank you for the past 3 days. It's been great and very informative. My question is regarding the inner authority. Does emotional equal being instinctive? So when making decisions, that we should go with our emotions and our instinct, or is it something completely different?
It's different. So instinct is the spleen. Ooh, okay, guys, this was improvised. That's cool. So instinct is the spleen. Then we have the gut feeling, which is the sacral. And then we have the emotional authority. And the emotional authority is the solar plexus. And this actually means that you are, Stephanie, a moody person, and that sometimes you're in a good mood and sometimes you're in a bad mood. And it's important not to judge that. That doesn't mean anything. And you do not have an instinct. Like for me, when I hear instinct, it's like now, it's survival, it's like death. You do not have that. You have to feel out what decision you want to make. When you're listening to your authority, your emotions will take over your body. They will take over your mind. You won't have clarity. So you have to wait for that emotional wave to settle. You have to wait for that emotional wave to find a point of being cool, calm, and collected. And only once you've overcome the high and you've overcome the low and you're cool and collected, that's when you can make the right decision.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, Mutis, we're going to take your last question, and then I'm going to say goodnight, ladies and gentlemen.
So, my question would be like, as I mentioned, I do have like epilepsy, and that's like pretty nice experience when you do have. When I understood this, that I accepted it like a present more and a gift that guided me in my life. But the question would be like, I do have a seizures lately, and my seizures are like constantly changing, evaluating, because I do certain meditation, grounding, all these things are in my like daily routine. But the one thing is, when I wake up in the morning and I feel super energized, in very nice mood, and I don't need to take more energy to take that energy in my all day. That's the notice that I gonna have a seizure, because it's not one or two or three times when it happened. And lately I understood that that's an kind of way of aura, which means that you do have senses before the seizure. And that's what I'm wondering, and that's what goes with many times with the fears. Maybe I'm not good at being like consistent or something, and that makes like bit misunderstanding in my like all day being.
What
So
what do you mean? What do you mean exactly? Like I didn't fully understand. What did you mean that when you don't take more energy than you need that day? Do you mean you have a sense that seizures come when you're doing too much?
no, I mean that you need to invest more to be fully energized to complete all your missions during the day in the morning. And that other part is then you are waking up and you don't need any like extra energy
You feel
to.
better. You feel better when you don't have your day fully planned, is what you're trying to say?
No, I'm trying to say that one of my auras before kind of seizure, or just like beings like the way I like am, gives me confusing that I feel good and I can do in that day anything. And
Yeah.
in an hour or in half an hour, I'm gonna receive a seizure.
Yeah.
But when I feel like foggy, not so energized, you're thinking how to make more energy to complete these missions during the day, and so on and so on and so on. So that's you get it?
Let me see if I got it. What I think you're trying to say is that when you feel energized and you feel great and you're like ready to conquer the world, the seizure will come. And on the days that you feel more low and more slow and more relaxed, the seizure doesn't come.
In general, yes.
Kind of. I'm trying to break it down. I'm trying to get to the root of it. Okay.
Yeah. Because when my energy is like exploding from all my possible ways, I'm like, and I can like conquer the world. I feel like that the seizure is coming.
I'm going to explain. I'm no expert. I don't have medical training. I don't know enough about epilepsy at all. I'm going to tell you what I could think, what comes to mind from an absolutely non-expert opinion. What I see that happens with projectors is that because we have an open sacral center, we absorb the energy of the world. And actually, especially us, as we have a defined root center, that is not our authentic energy. It makes us feel good because we're absorbing energy that is not ours, and it makes us believe that we're capable of doing things that our energetic authenticity doesn't want to do. And oftentimes we ride like an adrenaline high. Maybe we wake up and we have coffee. Maybe we wake up and we fast. Maybe we do these things that kind of make us feel like, oh, we've got energy that is not really ours. So I could imagine that one of the reasons is because we don't want to feel lethargic. We don't want to feel non-energetic. That makes us feel disempowered. That is scary. That goes against our, like, who we want to be. That goes against, maybe limiting beliefs that we have, shame that we've carried as children that we haven't tapped into, like being lazy or being slow or not being powerful. Those are all signs that our subconscious and our education, our society tells us are weak. And so we don't want to feel weak. So often we can be like, I'm taking all the energy of the world and I'm like feeling high and adrenaline and like ready to enter the world, but it's not our authentic energy. So I could imagine that there could be something there that's happening.
Yeah, that's what is the play with the epilepsy, that you need to find the thing that triggers you and that the ones that are not, and this is all like game with your energies. and being in balance, and you're supposed to be in the best possible balance ever, to not too anxious,
Golden
not
rule.
too over
Of course.
happy or excited. No, 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 no,
But
no.
it's
You
hard
must
because
be.
we're like taking it all in. The golden rule for me for this is like every time you want to do more, it's a sign to do less.
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you.
Okay, Mutis, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so, so much for being here. Thank you for your time, for everything. You know, all your sharing, your DMs, your story tags, it means so, 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 so much to me. So your support, your love means the world. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful rest of the evening. And if something happens in your life, if this transforms you, impacts you, please, please reach out and let me know, because I really learned so much from you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.